Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the 361 degrees AG1 SE, or Aaron Gordon's signature shoe. So pretty long name. So this is the premium version, the AG1 Pro, and this is the Flying Glaze colorway. I think that's what it's called. This is a very sick colorway. It's black and white with a white outsole. You got some carbon fibre as well, and then we have it looks a little bit like elephant print, kind of, you know, for the synthetic materials here on the lateral side of the shoe. And then here is the SE, right? So for 120 bucks you get pretty good quality materials with carbon fiber, which is nice. That's what you get from the Pro version. The SE version, however, is not on their site yet, so I don't really know what the price is going to be, but it's probably going to be cheaper than 120 bucks. I'm guessing maybe like 110 bucks is my guess. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and it's pretty much the exact same as the regular AG1, and we got some circles and we got some nubs, right? So I played on an outdoor court, and it's not durable at all. Like, these nubs are very soft, very thin, pretty shallow grooves as well, so I do not recommend playing on an outdoor court. Which is interesting because 361 degrees is a Chinese company, and the majority of people in China play on outdoor courts. So I don't really know what they were thinking about that, but the bite is insane, guys. So in my original pair, I had a translucent outsole, which was nice, but I tried it on like the wood floors. I've been testing, like kind of testing on the basketball court. The gym is open, it's just not, we can't play on it. You know what I'm saying? So I've been trying to test it a little bit for you guys, and the solid rubber, like I actually took it to the gym today and it seemed really good. Like this solid white outsole for both of these, I would actually say this is more of like an off-white. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but this is more like an off-white color, and then this is more just like white. And then yeah, I mean, they have an insane bite. Doesn't really seem like it's picking up too much dust, so that's really good. It's just the durability is not the best. Moving on to the heel to toe transition, it's pretty damn smooth. You know, we have a nice curve shape here, and although we have all of this caging, you know, as you guys can see, we have this plastic and all that, it's actually still quite soft. You know, this plastic isn't super hard or anything, so this is the most that I think any company should do as far as caging the cushioning setup, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to like the next levels or the Harden Volume 5 where they put a really stiff rubber outsole that cages everything. So they did a really good job. I feel like, you know, with the rubber, it's still like pretty soft. You can still compress the foam a little bit, and you can still feel the compression here in the heel, which makes it smooth overall here in the heel. And then here in the forefoot, we have a nice curved shape, as well as a good amount of forefoot flex. Also, obviously, a difference between the SE and the Pro is the Pro has carbon fibre, or carbon fiber midfoot shank plate, and then for the regular SE, we just have plastic. So that's a nice little touch there. I do like that, and I also really like how cheap the shoe is. 120 bucks and you get carbon fiber. You know, that's pretty crazy. If Nike was doing it, it'd be like 200 bucks, you know what I'm saying? Sadly, I actually kind of miss Nike making elite models. Do you guys miss that? I kind of do, but anyways. So overall, heel to toe transition, just like the regular AG1, is super nice. I mean, the cushion and the traction is pretty much exactly the same as the regular AG1 for the SE. And you guys already know the foam and the cushion is actually super nice, right? So we have quick foam here on the bottom. Quick foam is the foam that kind of looks like styrofoam, but it's quite bouncy. I like it, and it's soft. And then here on top of that, we have Neo Foam Organ, which is a weird name, but that's actually a softer type of foam. So here in the heel, although it is caged, like I said, you have a good amount of compression. It's soft. It also has a nice little bounce, and also here, like for underfoot cushioning, it's not bad. You know, it's pretty damn nice here in the forefoot and here in the heel. Court feel isn't the best, but it's also not horrible. I would just say it's around average, kind of like maybe like the PG4. So that's good, and it also provides good cushioning, right? Just don't expect a super low to the ground feel. Moving on to the material. So the material is what's changed from the SE to the regular AG1 and the AG1 Pro, right? So here in the forefoot, we have a combination of like screen mesh and mesh materials and a lot of fuse, right? So it says 361 degrees here in the toe box, and it's actually really extremely thin. I like how that feels. And then where the fuse is, it gets a good amount thicker, which is good. And then here in the midfoot area, it gets pretty thin again. And then here in the ankle area, there's an assortment of materials. We have like a synthetic material, we got some fuse, we got some like synthetic suede, and then this mesh material here in the ankle area. So just a whole bunch of materials. I feel like they did a little too much as far as like over designing and putting like a whole bunch of fuse in the material. I feel like they should have kept it a little bit more simple, but it's not that bad, you know. Like I said, it's quite thin and it offers support. So for the tongue is super duper thin. There's really no padding at all. It's just a mesh material that has more like a well spaced out mesh material. And here in the ankle area, we have some Achilles pillows, just like in the regular AG1. The shape is a little bit different though, I would say, but still, I mean, having Achilles pillows is a must in my opinion in all basketball shoes. I love having Achilles pillows, so that's a nice little touch. So as far as like the quality of the material goes, it's not the best, but on foot, it's not that bad. You know, there is a little bit of pinching right here because like I said, this fused material is a little stiff, and when you bend here, it kind of digs into the top of my foot, but it doesn't hurt or anything. It's just a little uncomfortable. And then like I mentioned before, it's super thin, it's breathable also, and there's not a whole lot of stretch to it. It feels supportive. So I mean, on foot it feels pretty damn nice, and I feel like it'll break in nicely. It's just the quality of the materials aren't that nice, you know, but I mean, it's under 120 bucks, so can't really complain, right? All right, moving on to the fit of the shoe. It runs a tiny bit long, right? So I went true to size, and there's a little bit of length here for me, but then I feel like if I went down half a size, it'll be a little too short, right? So it's kind of weird as far as the sizing goes. So if you don't want to have that super tight fit lengthwise, I would suggest going true to size. If you want to risk it, I would suggest going down half a size if you want a super snug fit. Also here in the toe box, it's quite roomy, just like the AG1, which kind of sucks because personally for me, I like to have a very snug fit here in the toe box. But if you like to have a little bit more of a roomier fit, then this is a great shoe to get. Also, I really like how large this tongue is. Look at that. That's a big ass tongue, you know? So you open it up, you also have a heel tab, and then it's just a super easy shoe to put on and take off as well. So I really like that too. As far as the support and lockdown goes, just like the AG1, I feel like it's gonna be super good. You know, we have this plastic cage, which they're calling quick balance. So it's just plastic that comes up here in the forefoot. And also there's a little bit of, I know it's not Flywire, that's Nike, but I just call all the cables Flywire because that's just what I do. So you have all of that here in the forefoot. Here in the midfoot, we have a little bit of the foam coming up, and then here in the heel, we have an internal TPU heel counter as well as this plastic caging, which, you know, obviously will help for lateral containment. So just like the AG1, it's pretty much the same. Lateral containment was good in that shoe, so it's probably going to be good in this shoe. And then for lateral stability, we have a little bit of an outrigger. The outsole does protrude out a good amount, and it's a wide base. So just like the AG1, the lateral stability is probably going to be good in the shoe as well. All right, moving on to the weight. I feel like the SE is going to be a little bit lighter than the Pro or just the regular AG1, right? So 13.65 ounces, that's definitely not light. That's actually a little bit heavier than average. But, you know, it doesn't feel that bad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is going to be like, what, 14 point something? 14.22 ounces. So the Pro is definitely a little bit heavier. The material, like this knit material, is definitely a little bit thicker, a little bit cozier, I would say. And then the SE, I feel like they try to shed a little bit of that weight here from the material. But of course, as we all know, Aaron Gordon is a very big guy, very strong guy as well, and he needs a very supportive shoe. So I definitely understand the design behind the AG1. But obviously not the best choice for me. I like to have like a lot more minimal shoe. I mean, this shoe, it definitely feels like bottom heavy and you feel like all of this foam underneath your foot. But you know, it's a very responsive shoe. Like I said, you know, support's there, your foot's not really like moving around in the shoe, traction's really good. So you feel very responsive. It's just like, it's a little bit like heavy, you know what I'm saying? All right, moving on to the aesthetics. Just like the AG1, I feel like it looks great. I feel like I like the regular AG1 a little bit better as far as the materials go. But you know, the overall silhouette is dope. I just don't like how much they did with the materials. You know, I feel like they try to do too much. They try to put too much fuse and a whole lot of design and stuff like that onto the upper. So like, I don't like that. And I also don't really like how they put so much wording, you know, like all the tech, you know, like 3+ cage and neo foam and quick balance. Like, you don't need to name everything on the shoe, you know? So other than that though, the overall silhouette and also the on-foot look of the shoe is great. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, I probably won't do a performance review on the SE because it's just so similar to the AG1. It's just a different upper. It's thinner, it's lighter. So if you want the overall like thinner material, then go with the SE. If you want a more premium material that feels a little bit more comfortable and more cozy on foot, then go with the regular AG1 or the AG1 Pro. So anyways, that about wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.